Ladies and gentlemen, can we go to our seats, please?
Microphone, test. Kindly be seated, please. Kindly be seated, please.
Yes. Yeah, Mike, we've checked the audio. Audio is working. Audio is good? Yes, if the audio is good, let me know. We're still here standing, waiting for audio to be confirmed. I'm not sure if this is for South Africa or for Egypt, but either ways, are we good? Okay. Well, it's still amazing here at the pyramids in Egypt, and standing right next to me is the president of the Nigerian Football Federation and also the first vice president of CAF, who also happens to be the president of the AFCON committee. And Amaju Pinnick joins me here. Thank you for being here, Mr. Pinnick. Well, let's talk about this venue. How magnificent is it?
It's very historic, really, really historic. The pyramid. I mean, this is the first time I can see that we'll be having an event like this, open air. Is really, really amazing. So I want to thank the government of Egypt and the local organizing committee for putting up such a spectacle.
And before we talk about Nigeria's possible draws, let's talk about preparations for the AFCON. I know you are the president of the committee. You've seen the venues, 24 teams now. What are the people to expect?
Yeah, it's I've gone around all the venues, the 6 venues. I went with some of my committee members. It's an amazing, the work going on is really amazing. They are trying to, a semblance of what we saw in the World Cup. You know, the company called SIS, they built 6 pitches in the World Cup. They are the one dealing with the pitches here. The Arab contractors doing the peripheral upgrades. So people are coming, I mean, I would want to crave the Dodgers of everybody to come for this event, for the tournament. It's going to be huge. It's going to be really, really massive. Trust me.
And speaking of the tournament, first and foremost, you are Nigerian. You are the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. So I'm sure your mind is now on the draws and the possibilities for Nigeria. Any team you would rather avoid in the group stages?
I mean, I don't think football has come of age. You know, there are no minions in football anymore. You know, Madagascar is here, Burundi is here, you know, Kenya, you know. But, I mean, there are some also big countries that are not here. Burkina Faso is not here. You know, Zambia is not here, you know, the former AFCON winner. So, you know, we are ready for any team. But the good news is that we have started our preparation already. And we have just secured 2 friendly matches. You know, we will be playing one in our camp. And another thing that we did again that I'll be happy to inform Nigeria is that we have secured our camp and we'll be camping here in Egypt. You know, we'll play a friendly game on the 7th of June in Asaba, Delta State. Then we'll fly straight from Asaba on the 9th to Cairo. Then we'll move into our camp. And from here, we'll play another friendly game with another team that's also seeded. So we know that team already, but we just want to put our final correspondences and documentations together before we play, you know. So we are playing 2 top teams, 2 former AFCON winners, you know, and we'll be doing that in due course just to further prepare the team. And we are very happy with what is going on, the team spirit in the Super Eagles, the discipline among the young players, and indeed the very young and enterprising team. So Nigeria will be the team to beat. Like I said, we are here. That's why we are coming here first. We'll be arriving here by God's grace on the 9th of June, get proper acclimatization, and indeed strive to win this tournament again.
And that's what it's really all about. So other teams are still here. Everybody is anxious. Everybody is waiting to know exactly which group they all will be in. Back to you in studio, Carol. The other mic.
Another mic. Okay. Can we switch?
Yes.
Or? Two shots. Okay.
Hi, Carol. Hi, everybody in the studio. This is me, Chisom Mbono Ezoke, with the very good-looking, dapper
Please.
Thomas Kwenaite.
Thank you very much, Susan. But look at you. I mean, that's quite stunning, eh?
Thank you. This is Africa, and of course, I had to look the part. But guys, this place is absolutely beautiful. It is stunning. It is amazing. And if you're not here, make sure you continue to watch on SuperSport, because this is arguably the most beautiful venue I have seen for any draws in the world.
I agree with you, Chisom. I think it was only symbolic that the draw should be conducted, you know, with the backdrop of the Sphinx and the pyramid at the back, which is a symbol of Egypt, of course. It just goes to show you that you are in Egypt. When you say the Sphinx, the pyramids, it signifies Egypt. But I think a nice touch was to have a veteran, legendary Rigobert Song of Cameroon parading across the city of Cairo with the AFCON trophy. I think that was a very nice touch.
And talking about Rigobert Song and other legends, we've seen El Hadj Diouf, we've seen Yaya Toure, we've seen Mustafa Hadji, we've seen Ahmed Hassan,
Hossam Hassan,
Shehata. So many of them are here, and we've spoken to a few of them already. Yaya Toure talked about the draws for Ivory Coast and wanting it to be easy.
Absolutely. I think he agrees that the expansion of the tournament to 24 nations after when it was only just 16 countries, he said, these days when you look at especially the final days of the qualifiers, anybody could beat anybody, and he's expecting quite an exciting tournament.
And just to remind you again, this time 24 teams for the first time in the Africa Cup of Nations. And after tonight's draws, every team will know exactly who they will be playing and where they will be playing. But we still have other people that we will talk to, other coaches and legends we will talk to. So make sure you stay with us. TK and I will be right back. Back to you in Studio Carol. Good.
Well done.
It was natural. I wanted more conversation. So I guess the next interview.
Some more?
No, we're trying to hope. Salam alaikum.
El Hadj, so let's have a little bit of a banter. Fun, okay? 10 seconds. A little bit of a banter. Well, with me here is one of the greatest footballers the African continent has ever seen. El Hadji Diouf of Senegal, looking dapper. First person I've seen who's dressed purely African, and we're representing Africa right here. You're looking good, my brother.
Thank you very much, and thank you for all the honor you give me to be one of the best players for I'm talking about the best player in the world, not only in Africa.
Okay, there you have it. But this place, absolutely beautiful. Senegal also represented here. Let's talk about the draws. What are your expectations? Who do you want to pick?
Like what I always say, to be the champion of Africa or to be the best in Africa, you have to beat everybody. For me, we here only like to making the starting beautiful. They started to be beautiful and to have a great time all together. But the best team and the team we want to win today, doesn't matter who you're going to play, but you have to be ready.
I mean, you're a former player yourself, so I'm sure in the past when you played for the Africa Cup of Nations, you waited as the draws were happening. What are the players who are going to be in the AFCON? What are they experiencing now, waiting to know who they will draw?
To be so excited and to have a beautiful draw. For me, beautiful draw is to play right now the biggest team one, to make them out, and after to see what's going on the rest. But for me, you play African Nation Cup for one thing, or you play World Cup for other things. It's about like to play to have a great game.
Thank you, Alhaji. Keep looking dapper, guys. Back to you, Carol, in studio. Thank you so
You
much.
look good, you too. Hey?
Thanks, my brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have our seats please? We will start in 5 minutes.
السيدات والسادة رجاء الجلوس سنبدأ الفعاليات في بعد 5 دقائق.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will start in 5 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Please be seated. We'll start in 5 minutes. Thank you. Now, may I have your seats, please? Can you have your seats, please? Thank you.
you. معالي رئيس الوزراء دكتور مصطفى مدبولي، مدام فاطمة سمورة الأمين العام للاتحاد الدولي لكرة القدم، السيد أحمد رئيس الاتحاد الإفريقي لكرة القدم، أعضاء المكتب التنفيذي، السادة الحضور، مشاهدينا في كل مكان، welcome، مرحبا، bienvenido، bienvenue. سعيدة وبتشرف أن أكون موجودة مع حضراتكم النهاردة في هذا الحفل. حفل مميز، يوم استثنائي للقارة الإفريقية. برحب بكل الحضور، برحب بكل مشاهدينا عبر كل الشاشات من مصر، من الوطن العربي، من أفريقيا ومن أنحاء العالم كله في هذا الحفل اللي بيعتبر ضربة البداية الرسمية لبطولة كأس الأمم الإفريقية
African Cup of Nations 2019.
Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, General Secretary of FIFA Mrs. Fatma Samoura, CAF President Mr. Ahmed, Executive Committee members, our dear guests, we are all gathered tonight to witness the draw of Total Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019, which is the official kickoff of the tournament. Monsieur le Premier ministre, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli,
Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, Prime Minister,
and
the Secretary General of the
Monsieur Ahmed, Président de la Confédération africaine de football, nos chers invités d'Égypte et du monde entier, bienvenue à cette merveilleuse cérémonie.
To this marvelous ceremony where we are here to attend to this official opening of the African Cup, Total African Cup for Egypt 2019.
Today we're speaking about AFCON and a new tournament that will be convened in Egypt. Allow me at the beginning to see with all of you a documentary film. We are going to live with the film, with the development of this competition since it was established in 1957.
A short documentary about the development of the Africa Cup of Nations since it started in 1957. Mesdames et messieurs, on va regarder maintenant un documentaire qui va nous montrer le développement de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations depuis 1957. معشوقة الجماهير كرة القدم أينما كنا. زي ما شفتوا حالا
football game, as you have seen, that we're speaking about the development of the football or the AFCON, and we can say that it started only with 3 teams, and then they reached 8. After that, 12, 16, and today 24 teams in the coming African Cup of Nations that will be held on the Egyptian land.
Ladies and gentlemen, the total African Cup of Nations has crossed a long path from 3 to 8 to 12.
Has come a long way. From 3 teams to 8, 12, then 16, and now 24 teams. وبما إننا بنتكلم عن كأس
Since we're speaking about African Cup of Nations, we're speaking about the development of the African Cup, and the next tournament allow us to have on this stage the guy who is running this system. Allow us to have on stage the CAF president.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome on stage CAF president. Mesdames et messieurs, accueillons sur scène le président de la CAF.
We are welcoming the president of CAF, Mr. Ahmed Ahmed. Mr. Prime Minister, head of the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt, ladies and gentlemen, the ministers, Mrs. Secretary General of FIFA, Mrs. Fatma Samoura, dear colleagues of the great family of football. I can't say only of Africa, but I can see that they are here present today, all of them. But I know that I wish to thank Ms. Hania Bourida, who is taking care of the organization of this evening with the local organizing committee. Ladies and gentlemen, ahlan wa sahlan, good evening. On behalf of the African Football Confederation, I wish you a very warm welcome, and I wish to thank you for the honor you make me of being present at this ceremony for the draw that is being held on the plateau of Gizeh and the gigantic pyramids under the eyes of the Sphinx and 3,000 years of history. From the depths of my heart, I am today here to pay tribute to these African players without whom nothing would have been possible tonight. His Excellency Pagna, the President of the Republic of Cameroon, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, the President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Alpha Conde, the President of the Republic of Guinea, for their understanding and in the triple understanding of this the feeling of responsibility has allowed us to harmonize in our calendar this project. I wish very specially to convey my distinguished regards to His Excellency Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the President of the Republic of Egypt, and the President of the African Union, who committed himself to welcome the AFCON of 2019 in Egypt. I wish to thank the Egyptian Republic, Arab Republic of Egypt. I always said that I would not like to preside over the business of African football. This is something that is being done today. I wish, dear friends, that this hour that is full of history in this mythical place, I wish to thank the local organizing committee and all the members of CAF for the remarkable work that they have performed day and night. All this generosity and hard work, we are sure that the next African Cup of Nations, which will take place here in Egypt, will be a great success. And of course, I wish to address a special motion and congratulate the 24 nations who are here. And we are in 80 days, the AFCON will take place, and we will live a beautiful feast. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I wish you a pleasant evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Ahmed. Vous êtes toujours les bienvenus.
And now allow us to have with us a show or some entertainment. And art is not away from football, because football is all about art. The first show will be with acrobatic team from Vienna, who came specially to be with us in this day, which is a fascinating team with all what can the world holds. And all the people who watch his show in the whole world really liked it so much.
It's time for some entertainment. Please welcome from Austria an acrobatic show that stunned viewers all over the world. Il est maintenant le temps de se divertir. S'il vous plaît.
Time to have fun now. So please look at this Austrian show of acrobats. They are famous in the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen, Zucchero.
baba wami baba wami beshulako amen hallelujah amen quiere sala de cala me daré sara quiere para la moda sete mala Sereka Marakara Sera Kerala
بتمنى تكونوا استمتعتوا بالعرض.
I hope you
Thank you
enjoyed
Zuhra
the
so much
show.
for the show. واسمحوا لنا دلوقتي ان
Allow
احنا
us
نشوف
now
دقائق
to see
قادمة
in
لانه
the
الحقيقه لو الواحد جات له فرصه
coming
إن هو
minutes, because if you
يتكلم
have
عن
a
مصر
chance to
ممكن
speak
ياخد
about
أيام
Egypt, maybe
وليالي
he would
كتير
take
جدا.
long days and
فمن خلال
nights.
الفيلم
So
القادم
through the
هنشوف
coming
أحسن
film,
بدل ما
we're going to
نتكلم
see
كتير عن
better.
مصر
Instead of talking a
هنشوف
lot about
فيلم
Egypt,
سريع
we're
عن
going to
جمالها
see a
عن
very
جمال
quick film
الأماكن اللي
about the
فيها عن
beauty of
جمال
Egypt, the
شعبها.
beauty of the
مصر
people,
مهد
the
الحضارة.
beauty of
Now
its
let's
people,
watch together
Egypt,
a
the
short
cradle
movie.
of civilizations.
Egypt, the cradle of civilization. Mesdames et messieurs, l'Égypte est le berceau de la civilisation. Je vous invite, dans le vidéo prochaine, de regarder la beauté du pays hôte.
مصر كلمة البداية في قصص نجاح كتير. كأس الأمم الإفريقية لكرة القدم واحد من القصص اللي كتبت مصر بدايتها عشان تبدأ حكاية نجاح لا تنتهي. نجحت مصر إنها تحقق الرقم الأكبر في الفوز بلقب البطولة، وحصلت على الكاس 7 مرات، كان آخرهم 2010. وعلى مستوى التنظيم استضافت مصر البطولة 4 مرات، سنة 1959 و74 و86 و2006. والنهاردة بتحقق مصر رقم جديد وبتنظم البطولة للمرة الخامسة لتصبح أكتر دولة إفريقية نظمت البطولة. مصر 2019 بتستعد لتقديم بطولة مختلفة على كافة المستويات التنظيمية. 6 ملاعب كبيرة بتستعد لاستضافة المباريات، على رأسها الملعب التاريخي استاد القاهرة الدولي واللي بيتسع ل 75,000 متفرج، استاد السلام واللي بيتسع ل 30,000 متفرج، استاد 30 يونيو واللي بيتسع ل 30,000 متفرج، استاد الإسكندرية واللي بيتسع ل 20,000 متفرج، استاد السويس واللي بيتسع ل 24,000 متفرج، واستاد الإسماعيلية اللي بيتسع ل 16,000 متفرج، بجانب ملاعب تدريب مختلفة في كل مدينة مستعدة لاستقبال تدريبات المنتخبات المشاركة. المدن المستضيفة للبطولة استعدت بكل التجهيزات اللي بتحقق أفضل تجربة للفرق المشاركة، سواء على مستوى الفنادق أو الطرق أو الاتصالات. ولأن نجاح البطولات بيحددوا الحضور الجماهيري، فكل جماهير الفرق الإفريقية هيقدروا يستمتعوا بزيارة مصر وزيارة الكثير من المعالم السياحية في المدن المصرية المختلفة. والنهاردة مصر بتكتب فصل جديد من رحلة نجاحها في تنظيم بطولة الأمم الإفريقية، واللي بتسخر كل إمكانياتها وقدراتها لتحقيق هدف واحد، إن تكون البطولة في نسختها ال 32 بطولة تاريخية لا تنسى، ونقطة نور في قصة نجاح مصر والمصريين.
We promise all those who will be with us here on the land of Egypt that this tournament will be up to your expectation, will actually suit the name of Egypt.
I would like to welcome the President of Egyptian Football Association and Chairman of the local organizing committee. Mesdames et messieurs, maintenant nous accueillons sur scène Monsieur le Président de la Fédération égyptienne de football,
the President of the Egyptian Federation and the LOC President. With you on stage, there's the President of the Egyptian Federation and of the LOC, Mr. Hani Abu Rida.
In the name of God Almighty, Excellency Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, the Prime Minister, Dr. Ashraf Sobhi, Minister of Youth and Sports, Excellency dear Ministers, Mr. Ahmed Ahmed, Head of the CAF, Ms. Fatma Samoura, Secretary General of FIFA, ladies and gentlemen, my dear quizzed representatives of the President and members of the Executive Committee of the African Bureau, Head of the Egyptian Football Association, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, representatives of different unions and federations and national teams, ladies and gentlemen, our dear guests. From the pyramids, great pyramids of Egypt, I welcome all of you on the land of love and peace. I welcome all of you in Egypt that was and still and will ever be cradle and in Egypt from the ancient time until our present time, the area of liberation and transformation from the to partnership and progress. I welcome all of you and I salute you a salute of peace. That is always the Egyptian people expresses their love and appreciation. And Africa is the extension of Egypt and the strategic dimension that His Excellency the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi always stresses, and the head of the Karim tournament of the African Federation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today we meet in a date with history, where we write with our brotherhood a chapter in the African football, where we try to draw happiness and entertainment on the face of our kids, carrying our message for them that football means smile on the face. It's phrases of love from each mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, today everybody is watching all around the world to see the draw of this ceremony, and tomorrow the hearts of the Egyptian will be around us to express his proud and gratitude for making the tournament on the land of Egypt, and expresses all love and appreciation. We hope for a future that is more bright, more happy, for a beautiful continent and a more football. I hope that you would continue in love and peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. Thank you, Engineer Hani Abu Rida, for his speech. We are all sure that Egypt will exert best effort so that this competition would be a very successful one that suits the name of Egypt and all the people who will be present on the land of Egypt.
I'm sure that Egypt will do its maximum for this very special event.
نحن متأكدون أن مصر ستبذل قصارى جهدها لتنظيم هذا الحدث. Today we meet for back to entertainment once again, but this time it will be an Egyptian team.
Fabrica, mesdames et messieurs, accueillons sur scène Fabrica.
There's Fabrica on stage right now.
Away, just as long as I stay, I'll be waiting. Oh, it's not a second, 7 seconds away, just as long as I stay, I'll be waiting. It's not a second, 7 seconds away, just as long as I stay, I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. Ever.
الله الله يا بابا وسلام عليك يا بابا الله الله يا بابا وسلام عليك يا بابا سيدي منصور يا بابا ونجيك نزور يا بابا الله الله يا بابا وسلام عليك يا بابا سيدي منصور يا بابا ونجيك نزور يا بابا
بنشكر فابريكا. Thank you so much فابريكا. والحقيقة إن إحنا لسه بنكمل كلامنا عن
Still continuing our talk about the preparations and the coming African Cup of Nations that will be on the land of Egypt. Egypt hosts this competition under the auspices of His Excellency the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who is also presiding over the African Union.
Our host is the government of Egypt by His Excellency Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who is also the chairperson of the African Union. Mesdames et messieurs, notre hôte est le gouvernement égyptien, dirigé par son Excellence le président
is the president of Egypt, who's also the head of the African Union.
On behalf
of the president, allow us to entertain on this stage the Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, to deliver a speech.
En son nom, accueillons sur scène Dr. Mustafa Madbouli. وإلى أن يصل
till His Excellency the Prime Minister comes on stage. I would like to tell you that Egypt is playing a big role, and the Egyptian government is playing a big role, as well as the Ministry of Youth and all who are working behind the screens. They are exerting tremendous effort, but it's the responsibility and each and every one of us. Don't think that it's only the government or organizing committees that should work. Actually, who attended 2006 knows the happiness, the joy, how it was really honoring that there was a great mix between all the sons of the Egyptian people. We want this scene to be repeated again. In the name of God Almighty, Ms. Fatima Samoura, Secretary General of FIFA, Mr. Ahmed Ahmed, the head of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Mr. Hani Abu Reida, the head of the Egyptian Football Association, ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, the ministers, beloved guests of Egypt, the audience of the Egyptian international football, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, from the cradle of civilization and the ancient history, the heart of Africa, from Egypt, the future and the present, from one of the most important sites in the history of the humanity, from the area of the pyramids. We welcome the dear guests of Egypt. To start with, I would like to convey to all of you and all the followers of this great incident from different countries of the whole world, through all the mass media, the warm welcome of His Excellency the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, and welcoming our participants from the African continent. It honors me to express our deep happiness and joy that you are present on the land of Egypt to share with us the ceremony of the AFCON draw 2019, which is actually hosted by Egypt for the 5th time since the launch of the first edition 1957. Ladies and gentlemen, since the CAF declared Egypt victory to host the current edition of the competition, His Excellency the President provided all support and all the requirements for the success of the competition on all the levels, the organizational, the administrative, the logistical, especially in the context of the infrastructure that Egypt enjoys, from hotels, infrastructures, stadiums, in addition to the accumulative Egyptian experiences to host different competitions, and at the top this competition that actually has great popularity, so that this competition will be by the will of God and through the collaboration of all efforts, an international sports celebration with an African taste to cope with the development that the African football witnessed recently. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, the charming football will remain with all the popularity it enjoys with, to be at the top of the soft power, to launch, to spread love, peace between different nations in the spirit of sport competition, specifically when it is related to the national team, so that the flag of the national team would be the umbrella that all the different flags would go under. We wish you the best of luck and a pleasant stay in your second home, Egypt, and peace and blessings of Allah be upon all of you.
Thank you. I thank
this summer. Je suis certaine que l'Égypte va organiser un grand événement.
I'm sure that Egypt will organize a great event this summer, and as the Prime Minister said, I think that football is bringing us together, and so is art bringing us together, and therefore we wish to see once more on.
Accueillons de nouveau Zocaro.
great. Okay. Yes, thanks. Well done. Wow. Well done.
Thank you so much, Zukar, for the great show. وإحنا دلوقتي وصلنا مع
Now we
حضراتكم
have reached with you
للجزء الأهم
to the most
اللي
important
بسببه
part,
كلنا موجودين النهارده.
the part that we are all gathering here for, to know with each pot, with each competitor, each team will play. I know that everyone now is watching now. Actually, the audience is about 1 billion. Everyone wants to follow. Everyone wants to know the African Cup of Nations 2019. Who will play with who?
Now time has come to the main part, the reason why we are all gathered tonight, to find out which group, opponent, and venue our teams will be playing. Maintenant, le temps est venu. À la partie principale.
The time has come for the main part, the reason for which we are all here, to know which group and which place our teams are going to play. Today, we're going for the draw for the last tournament, Senegal in 2019, and today we have the draw. We're holding the draw to know who's going to meet whom in 2019.
Of Ghana's team in the final against Côte d'Ivoire in Senegal. And now he will guide us to know who will play against whom in 2019. Il y a 27 ans, il était le capitaine de l'équipe de Ghana.
27 years ago, he was the captain of the team of Ghana, and Côte d'Ivoire and Senegal were fighting. Now, we're going to know who's going to play with whom in 2019. Please greet with me the Secretary General, the Assistant Secretary General responsible for football.
Development. Mesdames et messieurs, accueillons sur scène le secrétaire général adjoint de la CAF en charge du football et du développement, Anthony Bafo.
Anthony Bafo on stage.
Hello, Anthony.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm good. Are you ready? Everyone here is waiting for you.
Of course, I'm ready.
Yalla, the stage is yours. Best of luck.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Egypt, Dr. Mustafa, the Secretary General of FIFA, Madam Fatma Samora, members of the CAF Executive Committee, the LOC Chairman, Mr. Hani Aburida, presidents of the Member Association, the 24 coaches being present here and representing their teams, dear legends, friends of the media, digital media followers, on behalf of President Ahmad, I'd like to welcome you to the 32nd edition of the draw of the Total Africa Cup of Nations. Assalamu alaikum. I'm grateful to Allah to be here, and I can only say this is a magnificent place. The pyramids right at my back. What else do I want to be blessed? Very, very well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to have special recognition for one of the members of the AFCON winning team of the Pharaohs in 1959, Captain Ismail Taya. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you have all watched the last match days of the AFCON qualifiers. A lot of decisive games. The stadiums were full to capacity, and this really equaled into 146 matches played, 348 goals scored, an average of goals 2.4, and the best goal scorer was Igalo with 7 goals from Nigeria, followed by Abdurazak from Burundi with 6 goals, and then Knowledge Musona and El Fader from Comoros with 5 goals. Special congratulations goes to Burundi, Madagascar, and Mauritania. They have qualified for the first time ever to the AFCON 2019. 10 of the 24 finalists won at least one AFCON. Egypt with 7 titles, and then Cameroon with 5, Ghana with 4, Nigeria with 3, La Côte d'Ivoire and RD Congo with 2, and then you have Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, and South Africa with 1 title. The greatest appearance is record-making Egypt with 24 appearances, La Côte d'Ivoire with 23, and Ghana with 22. At the last AFCON hosted here in Egypt in 2016, 13 of the qualified teams, including host Egypt, were present. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the 24 teams, how they fared on the road to Egypt. Fantastic. A lot of great goals. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest ever. 24 teams, 6 venues. And we saw the main actors on the pitch. What will we do without our main actors, the legends? One of them is going to be present here right with me, with 3 others in combination. And let me welcome Mr. Mustafa Hadji, 83 selections for his national team, best African players in 1998, legend of African football in 2011, played for us Nancy, Sporting Portugal, and Aston Villa. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mustafa Hadji. Whilst Miss Mustafa Hadji is on his way, yes, Mustafa, à l'époque c'était un peu plus vite, hein? Bonjour Mustafa. Ça va?
Bien et toi?
Oui. Bienvenue.
Merci.
Bienvenue ici.
Merci beaucoup.
Au
C'est
Caire.
un grand plaisir.
De bonne ambiance, qu'est-ce que tu en penses?
Bah, magnifique, il fait un peu froid. Je ne pensais pas qu'il faisait froid en Égypte. Mais très très heureux d'être ici et un grand honneur de partager ce moment.
Je crois que quand on va commencer avec les tirages au sort, on va avoir chaud au cœur, n'est-ce pas? Très bien, merci beaucoup Mustafa Hadji qui va nous aider d'être l'ambassadeur pour le tirage au sort.
He's going to help us to draw the lots.
I call him, or most of the people call him, the bad boy. And he loves to be called like that. 2 times winner of the CAF African Player of the Year in 2001 and 2002. 69 selection with his national team, played for Sochaux, France, Liverpool, Lens, and Rangers FC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Lion of Teranga, Mr. El Hadji Diouf. El Hadji.
Bonsoir.
Nagadef.
Ça va?
Vous allez
bien?
Alhamdulillah.
Merci.
Are you all right?
Bonsoir.
Good evening.
El Hadji.
Al Hadji,
Première Coupe d'Afrique avec 24 équipes.
African Cup
Qu'est-ce que tu en penses?
with 24 teams. We are here. What do you think? I wish to thank the CAF members, President Ahmed Ahmed, all the guests here. And I wish to know if the opening is so pleasant, how will the final be, how will the end of this be. I think it will be very beautiful. Thank you very much. We've given everyone the possibility, and the African Cup is going to be the best, and the best team that wins will, the players were just coming out of a full season, and this is going to be the fruit of hard work. Thank you very much, and I add you to the bad boy, as I look more like a Hadji, a real Hadji, than a bad boy.
To have another legend on the stage. He holds a record with the national selection with 184 matches. 4 times winner of the AFCON in 1998, 2006, 2008, and 2010. 2-time winner of the CAF African Player of the Year in 2006 and 2010, played for Ismaili, Anderlecht in Belgium, Al Ahly SC, and Zamalek SC. The former captain of the Egyptian national team, Mr. Ahmed Hassan. Yes, Ahmed, you're still fit. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
كله تمام؟
الحمد لله كله تمام.
Everything is okay? Great.
4 times. Which advice would you give to the teams who have never won the AFCON before? How do you win it?
Of course, at the beginning, I would like to seize the chance before answering the question of my friend, and I would like to welcome all the people here and the dear guests of Egypt, the land of peace and security. I would like to say that the collaboration that I'm seeing in front of me and on the top of this support is His Excellency the President. I see this to be a very strong competition and much better than 2006. As for the question that he asked me, what is the advice that I would give to all the national teams to be able to win, for especially those who didn't win? I tell them, don't do anything. We want to take the competition for ourselves. We want to take the cup for ourselves, but I would like to say I'm wishing the best of luck for all teams. They have to fight, exert effort. Like the teams who could win, they have to fight till the last moment, and hopefully they will be able to win, and it would be an honest competition. I would like to welcome all the guests. Welcome to your second home, Egypt.
Ahmed, we have 3 big legends here with Mustafa Haji, Al-Haji Diouf, and Ahmed Hassan. And now the gentleman who's going to come, he's as tall as I am. He has, yes, a very gentle walk. Sometimes you think he's just walking on the pitch, but then he explodes. He has 101 games for Les Elephants, scored 19 goals with La Côte d'Ivoire, winner of the AFCON in 2015, best African player in 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014, played for Barcelona, Manchester City, and AS Monaco. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former captain of the Elephants, La Côte d'Ivoire, Mr. Yaya Touré. Yes, he walks majestically like he's on the pitch.
هو يسير
Yes, I'm amongst only offensive player. I used to be a defender, but gentlemen, I'm not scared of you, don't worry. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Like I said early on, this is the biggest AFCON ever with 24 teams. What are your expectations?
Well, I think, to be honest, it's a big honor to be here today. And for that, I want to thank the President Ahmed for inviting me today. And secondly, I think it's going to be very exciting, this Africa Cup Nation. I think it's the first time we're going to see 24 teams, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
Good, thank you. Gentlemen, now it's time to explain the draw procedure which was proposed by the AFCON committee and then on the 11th of April approved by the CAF Executive Committee. The draw procedure is very simple yet exciting. We have 4 pots, as you see here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it had been determined to use in the official ranking of FIFA pot 1 with the team seeded in the first level. You have Egypt, who will be automatically on A1 because they are the host. And then you have the former trophy winner, Cameroon, as well. And then Morocco, Nigeria, Senegal, and Tunisia, all in pot 1. The pot beside, we have the teams seeded in level 2, Algeria, La Côte d'Ivoire, RD Congo, Ghana, Guinea, and Mali. And the next pot boasts teams seeded in level 3 with Benin, Kenya, Mauritania, Madagascar, South Africa, and Uganda. And finally, in the last pot, we have Angola, Burundi, Guinea-Bissau, Namibia, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe. And the ranking was, the latest ranking of FIFA came out on the 4th of April, and according to that, the teams are seeded. We'll start by pot 4. The first ball drawn will automatically go to group A4. And then we start with position B4, and the second ball goes to group C, position C4, and so on, until we draw all the teams of this level. After pot 4, will draw the teams of pot 3, with the first team going to position A3, and so on and so forth. After pot 3, we'll draw the teams of pot 2, and then the teams of pot 1, with Egypt, the host, already in position A1, as I mentioned earlier. Mustafa ready? Please do me a favor. Mix very, very well.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe Warriors. The Warriors fought their way to claim their ticket and qualified for the second time on the bounce. Zimbabwe marked their debut in 2004 in Tunisia. So the opening match already will be between Egypt and Zimbabwe. The next one, please. Burundi, les Hirondelles. After a 42-year journey, which started in 1976, Burundi finally arrived at the promised land in 2019 for their first qualification ever. Yes, well. Tanzania, the Taifa Stars. After the maiden outing in 1980, it took 39 years for Tanzania to return to the flagship Continental Football Championship. Now we come to D4. Namibia, the Brave Warriors. It was bittersweet feeling as the Brave Warriors defied the odds to reach the third finals, while grieving a 4-1 loss to Zambia in Lusaka. On the final day, the sorrows were short-lived. Now, E4.
Angola.
Las Palanca Negras. The Palanca Negras are back in the finals for the first time since 2013. They made their debut in 1996 edition, hosted in South Africa. Group E, Angola, E4.
Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau's Jotos. Guinea-Bissau made their debut in 2017 in Gabon after several unsuccessful attempts. They confirmed their status as a rising force in African football with successive qualification, topping the group along the road. Okay, that was it for you, Mr. Mustafa Haji. Now over to you, Al-Haji Juf. Mix it very well, please.
Uganda.
Uganda, better known as the Cranes, high-flying Uganda continues to soar, having qualified for back-to-back finals. The Cranes were losing finalists in 1978 after host Ghana edged them 2-0 in the decisive match.
Madagascar.
Madagascar were the first team to qualify, and for the first time doing so with 2 matches to spare after a lone goal victory over Equatorial Guinea last October in Antananarivo. Group B, Burundi and Madagascar. Kenya, Harambee Stars. The Harambee Stars are back at the finals after 15 years hiatus, missing out on 7 editions in the process.
South Africa.
Bafana, South Africa were the last team to book the ticket to Egypt after a 2-1 away win over Libya in Sfax, Tunisia. Very good, huh?
La Mauritanie.
Mauritania, also the first qualification ever. New kids on the blocks. Mauritania have seen the steady rise, rewarded with the debut qualification to the final tournament of the flagship African football tournament. The last but not least.
Never know.
Never know, huh?
Benin.
Les Écureuils, for the first time in 9 years, Benin are back at the finals for the 4th overall. In the last match against Togo, they won and qualified. Benin, Guinea-Bissau. Now we move to pot number 2, Mr. Ahmed Hassan.
لازم هجيب حد يبقى تقيل عشان ما يقولوش بس ان احنا مظبطين. كونغو.
Dear Congo are through to the finals for the 4th time in a row. One of their longest spells in recent times, champions in 1968 and 1974. The Leopards also finished 3rd in 1998. Wow. Egypt, DR Congo, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. Over to you, Ahmed Hassan.
كده نفتح براحتنا بقى خلاص مفيش مشكلة.
Guinea, Silly National. Guinea finished 2nd in 1976, the best outing in the history of the Biennial Championship. The Sillies are back at the finals after missing out on the last edition in 2017 in Gabon. Algeria, Les Fenech. It is the 4th successive time that Les Fenech have qualified for the final, dating back in 2013.
Côte d'Ivoire.
La Côte d'Ivoire, Les Éléphants. The West Africans have 2 titles next to their name in 1992 and 2015 from their 22 previous appearances. Côte d'Ivoire, South Africa, and Namibia in Group D.
Mali.
And for 2, Mali, Les Aigles have been a constant force at the final tournament since 2008, winning bronze in 2012 and 2013. Ghana, better known as the Black Stars. Ghana's Black Stars are through to the finals for the 8th time in a row, qualifying for every edition since 2006. Ghana, Benin, and Guinea-Bissau. Thank you very much, Captain Ahmed Hassan. And now over to you, Mr. Yaya Yeah. Mix it well. I can see exciting faces. Very mysterious.
Nigeria.
Nigeria, Super Eagles. The Super Eagles are back at the finals after missing out on the last two editions in 2015 and 2017. Nigeria, Guinea, Madagascar, and Burundi.
Senegal.
Senegal, Teranga Lions. The Teranga Lions amazed the most points in the qualifier. 16 points, and Senegal made their bow in 1965, with the highlight of their participation being the runners-up spot in 2002. Senegal, Algeria, Kenya, and Tanzania in Group C. Ooh la la. Sorry. No problem. Didn't go to the gym this morning. Morocco. Morocco, champions in 1976. Morocco will be making yet another shot at the ultimate after unsuccessful spells in recent time. Morocco, La Côte d'Ivoire, South Africa, and Namibia. Mr. Yaya Toure. Tunisia. Tunisia has an enviable record of qualifying for every final tournament since 1994, 13 finals in the process. The best record was winning the title on home soil in 2004. Tunisia, Mali, Mauritania, and Angola. Very strong group. Now, the last but not least,
Cameroon.
Cameroon, les Indomitable Lions. Cameroon shocked the entire continent to win their 5th title at the last edition in Gabon in 2017. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is done. Now we have all the groups present. Let's see Group A, Egypt, DR Congo, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. Mustafa, question-réponse de cette groupe.
Je pense que l'Égypte a déjà une opportunité de pouvoir se qualifier et sans la maison.
I think Egypt is at home and they have already qualified.
C'est largement la moitié de l'Égypte. Mais encore une fois, si les équipes sont qualifiées,
One more time, let me say that they are qualified. Egypt.
Okay, Mustafa says that Egypt will go through, and then you have DR Congo, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. It's a strong group, and then we move on to Group B, Nigeria, Guinea, Madagascar, and Burundi. El Hadji Diouf.
Je crois que le Nigeria va être favori.
This is normal. We'll have outsiders, some young people who will play, and we see the work of the president of the federation. But I would love to be in their place, because, you know, We have nothing else to lose, so we have everything to gain. This will be played and
Je reviens vers toi encore. Sénégal,
I'll come back
Algérie,
to you
Kenya,
again. And Senegal is the favorite team because Senegal are the first players in Africa and the extraordinary. But it's an institution of football. Algeria, though some Algerians and the outsider is to give a good participation. This is a very difficult group, and the team that will be chosen is best. Thank you, Haji. And for South Africa and Namibia, Mohamed Hassan.
يعني أنا شايف طبعا بالنسبة
I think that speaking of Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, and Namibia, well, this is a tough group, definitely. Big teams, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, and of course, this is the toughest group of the 6 groups.
Tunisia, Mali, Mauritania, and Angola. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite a good group, normal. Tunisia is a good team, good country. Mali always been there in Cup of Nations, and I think for me it's quite normal group, you know. I think Tunisia and Mali can go through, but I respect Angola as well, you know, the great country of football. But I think this group can, I think Tunisia and Mali can make it, I think.
And don't forget that the best 10th position teams can also go through.
Yeah.
Now we have Group F, Cameroon, Ghana, Benin, and Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah, I think this is quite strong group, you know, Cameroon, Ghana, and Benin, Guinea-Bissau as well. Oh yeah, of course I'm not a good fan of Cameroon, but I think I have to be honest, Cameroon has a strong style at the moment, you know, they're playing very well. They have my big brother in there, Sidolf is the manager now. And I think they can make it as well, Ghana as well, even have a little thinking about Benin. Well, it's quite a strong group, I think, to be honest, you know, and I think it's going to be decisive. And for my opinion, I think the best three can come from there, you know what I mean? But let's see.
Thank you very much, Yaya. Thank you very much, Ahmed Hassan. Thank you very much, Al-Haji Diouf. Thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa Haji. Rendezvous, like we say, is on the 21st of June at 10 o'clock, the opening match between Egypt and Zimbabwe. A round of applause for the legend. Sia, please.
Thank you.
This was the draw for the 32nd editions of the Total Africa Cup of Nations. The first big African Cup with 24 teams and 6 venues. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of President Ahmad Ahmad, I would like to thank you for being here, for witnessing the draw, and I wish you a safe journey back home to your various destinations. And once again, congratulations to all the teams who are present here. Assalamu alaikum.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the draw of the Total Africa Cup of Nations 2019. Mesdames et messieurs, nous étions avec le tirage au sort. كنا مع حضراتكم والقرعة الخاصة بكأس الأمم الأفريقية توتال مصر 2019. سعيدة جدا جدا جدا، مش هترجم المرة دي عشان الكلام هيكون من القلب أكتر. بتشرف إني كنت مع حضراتكم النهاردة في هذا الحدث.
To be with you in this event. It's a great honor to be representing my homeland Egypt, that hopefully will be hosting every one of you in June. Hopefully we promise you with a very strong competition, beautiful, entertaining, and as we said today, Egypt is the cradle of civilization. It's not us we said that, it's history. Egypt is an ancient country, a great country, and every day the history is rising. Together we are going to happen.
على أرض مصر شهر 6 اللي جاي. اتشرفت إني كنت معاكم. فيف لافريك، فيف ليجيبت. تحيا إفريقيا، تحيا مصر.